Podcast, WATP.
Stuttering John actually made 2 appearances this week, and one of them was on TV on Gulf Coast News, ABC 7 in Naples. Have you seen this yet, Adam?
I've seen some of it, yes.
This is very exciting. I always like when John's being interviewed to promote a stand-up gig because he feels like he has to be on, he has to be funny, but he also is always flirting with any female that's on set. He's always being very flirtatious, and we could all draw our own conclusions, whether that's part of like an act that he does. Are you not buying that, is what you're saying, Chris?
He just sprays it anywhere and wants to see what happens, you know?
Okay. Well, the way that this appearance starts, it's a 5-minute appearance on a morning news, local morning news show where they're just filling time. They're talking about weather and traffic and what schools are open, whatever it is, who knows. So they bring him on in their What to Do segment, and he is already cracking up.
We're already laughing.
Don't worry about that.
You're all good.
That's extremely unprofessional. This is a man who went to NYU, didn't graduate, but went to NYU, talks about TV and film, and should have media training at this point. And the segment starts, and he's dying laughing.
He's so far behind the times, he doesn't realize that this is a meme. This is a joke that's already been played to death, the fake laughing as we come back from commercial break. It's so known that the hosts are not joining him.
Right.
He looks like a salamander, just with his mouth open, cracking up by himself.
The male host is very professional because he's hearing the countdown in 5, 4, 3, and it's just like, what are we doing? We're still cracking up over here, you idiot.
Yeah.
What an amazing anecdote. Now you tell one.
Have you ever come back on the Tonight Show and Jay Leno's just cracking up over something that we don't know about? Hey, just a minute, guys. I'm sorry. Someone just told me this really funny anecdote. I'll be right with you.
I think it's the movie Anchorman where they're like, we're having fun. We're having a good time. We're good friends. We like each other. And then they go back. That's what he thinks this is. No, they're actually just doing their job, John.
What did you say he looked like, Adam?
I don't know, some kind of
salamander.
like lizard thing.
Okay.
His mouth is frozen open.
I'm glad you brought that up because, yes, I did zoom in and slow it down. Let's see what this looks
Thank God.
like.
Thank God. Very good. Yeah, he's...
That's the kind of laugh that only comes out when John's cracking himself up. I guarantee he said something that he really tickled him.
Well, if you're watching, check out the posture afterwards. He's so insecure. He's like this.
Yes. Oh, yeah, his posture is awful. And he lives in Florida, so his nice clothes should be with him. It's not like he had to pack a button-up shirt for television on this one. All right, so John has bought a boat, as he keeps telling everyone who will listen.
Has he?
No, but he keeps telling people he has. And so he wants to brag about that.
John Melendez.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Welcome to the neighborhood.
Yeah.
You moved here. I'm so psyched.
I just moved here. I got here in July, and I'm loving it. I just bought a boat, and as we were just talking about, it's so cool that when you're on your boat cruising and the dolphins are just jumping right behind you, it's just amazing.
Oh, man, this dye job.
Yeah, what's going on there?
He really should have got a glaze before these TV appearances. Old man John over here, not looking great. So they go, how do you like it here in Florida? You're living down here now, right? How do you like it? And he goes to a thing that just happened to him. I was on a boat and there were dolphins that we saw. It's like, if he was enjoying his time in Florida, that would not be his first response to that.
Right. He got there in July, so 11 months, and that's the freshest thing.
That's the only thing he could think of that makes it good living in Florida.
That's what you'd see on the postcard from someone visiting there. That's all he knows about it.
Yeah, that'd be like your vacation highlight. Like, oh my gosh, dolphins were jumping. I got a video of it.
Yeah.
Cool. But
How do you
live
like
here.
living here?
How do you
These
like
are-
living here?
It's a
How's that
local
going?
news show. Hit us with some commentary, buddy.
Yeah. All right. So then they're talking about his career, and they're going through all the highlights. Man, you were on the Howard Stern show. You were on the Tonight Show. It's pretty impressive. And so he follows this up with a question. And I was watching this on the Uncle Rico show last night. Anthony Cumia was on. They were watching this, and they had the bingo cards out. And they had all the different, what are John's canned answers? What's he going to say? I don't even think they had this on their bingo cards because they were not expecting it to go in this direction.
Did you mean for this to happen, or did you just kind of like keep going? And
I was in first grade. I was a star of our play, and always in all district band and all district chorus, and always like the battle of bands in high school.
Sure.
Like,
It's unbelievable.
Our play in the first grade. Our play.
I was a writer.
He co-wrote it probably, yeah.
It's the play in the play.
Could you imagine? I would think, Adam, you probably started acting at a pretty early age. We saw you on television at an early age, but
on our show, on our TV show.
Yeah, right. So I assume that you did some acting in elementary school, probably.
I did.
At what point do you stop using that as a credit?
I can't remember. I know I did something. I know it was something. I don't remember what it was, but I'm sure I stole it. It was brilliant, and the reason I'm here now.
It's mind-boggling. That's where John's... So, did you plan this whole career out the way that it's played out? Well, it's funny you asked that in first grade, and then in second grade.
It is just dawning on me now that he actually thinks the further you go back, the more impressive it is.
He does.
Yeah, because it used to be fourth grade.
Yeah.
Now it's first.
Now it's first grade.
Of course, because what he wants to say, he wants to grab her by the lapels and go, "It was destiny.
Yeah.
I was born like this." That's what he's trying to say. I have no control over this talent. Ever since I was born, they throw these roles and things at me.
I've never heard another person who's successful in life ever refer to first grade. Not even once, let alone every time.
Even a first grade teacher.
I mean, people with Broadway shows on right now don't call it our play. It's just not what you say.
This is really bothering you.
Yeah, it's just so obnoxious that you'd say in the high school play, in our high school. It's been a long time, John, that most of those we are dead. Like,
Hold on. Adam, would they have sold as many tickets if it didn't say starring John Melendez on the playbill?
They heard about his performance as the little seed carrot a year earlier, and he developed a following. That's not his fault.
All right, so this guy, the anchor on the show, likes Howard Stern. And so he's like, oh, it's so cool that you got to work for Howard Stern. So John has to now pivot from his normal Howard bashing and talk about like, oh, yeah, I'm Howard and I are cool.
yeah, Howard. He was a very close friend. I mean, I was in his inner circle. Like, I would have dinner with Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, that's crazy.
Crazy everything
trainer.
else. But
Everything else. Everything that comes along with that.
Why did Ozzy Osbourne get brought up? He brings up Howard Stern. He's like, I was in his inner circle, which is something that you talk about if you're in the mafia or if you're in high school. I don't get this whole I was in the inner circle. Like, it's fine, man. You worked on the show together. I'm sure you guys spent some time outside of the radio studio. But no, he immediately goes to, oh, man, me and him were such close friends. We had dinner with Ozzy Osbourne.
In the same sentence.
And by the way, he was on with Mike Kelta the same morning. Ozzy gets brought up there, too. Without being asked. It's not like Mike Kelta. It's like, you ever meet Ozzy or have dinner with him? No, that wasn't the question.
So, John, Ozzy, go.
Tell us more about Ozzy Osbourne.
It is very rare that he brings up a memory that isn't currently a clip on YouTube.
Right.
And the stuff on
that's
YouTube is like
interesting.
10%.
Oh, that's interesting.
The history.
He's going back and rewatching it, and that's what's giving
That's
him
all
these
he's
memories.
got is the stuff he's watched. Nothing else comes up. It doesn't.
Yeah, and that's why like he repeats his own lies and they become the truth, because that's what he's bringing in for his intake of media is him lying. And he's like, oh, I keep hearing this thing. I guess Carl posted my audiobook.
It happens when you're in entertainment that you get like a really cool night out with someone. You get to spend the day with Bill Murray, or you spend it doesn't mean you're in their inner circle. It doesn't mean you're best friends. It means you had an incredible night with them. You got to know them a little
Will
bit.
you please tell Skinny Chad that? When you get a chance. I'm kidding.
I will tell
Chad.
Skinny that we accept him and we love him and support
love
him.
him.
And that's
We
all I'm
love
going to
us.
say. This is, it sounds like somebody stretching. It sounds like a kid who had a good date claiming they're his girlfriend now. And everybody can see that but him.
So you're saying he sounds like he did after the Kate Meany date? I mean, that's what you just described.
I'm pretty much, yeah. It's the same kind of stretch. We spent a night in a room. We're married, right? Howard hung out with him a couple times because he was an employee and somebody told him you should do that for morale. So he did it. He regretted it. And now they're in an inner circle together.
Yes. All right. And, well, whatever. Doesn't matter. Okay. So the anchor then brings up, I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. Or maybe it was just talking more about, like, what was the thing that broke your career or got you over the hump? And so John's talking about, I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. And I just realized this while I was prepping for the show today. This is the greatest thing in the world for John because it has the word celebrity in it. He brings it up all the time. Well, I was on I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here. It's like, well, there's proof. He's a celebrity. He was on a show called I'm a Celebrity. And so they're talking about that. And then he talks about going on the Tonight Show.
The Tonight Show saw that and they said, let's have him as a guest. That was my dream.
Oh, yeah.
In life, to be a guest on the Tonight Show, the
even
Johnny
imagine.
Carson Tonight Show.
Yeah. Sure.
I mean, it was my dream. So that was unbelievable. And I wrote the jokes on the plane coming back from Australia and in the town car. And then it's that Eminem song. I just lost myself in the moment. And I had Jay laughing and in the commercial break.
Yep. He wrote the jokes on the plane from Australia, but that wasn't enough time. He also had to write a few more jokes in the town car.
Wait, what kind of car? Oh, a town car. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Yeah.
He had to throw that in there because he was going to the Tonight Show.
Didn't mention what kind
obviously.
of boat it was, but we know it's a town car.
He goes, my life stream was to be on the Tonight Show. In what capacity? Were you promoting a film that you've acted in or maybe one you've directed or created? Are you a comedian? You doing a stand-up set on the Tonight Show? Like, what capacity was it? Oh, well, that didn't matter. And the real reason why I was on there is because I was on a game show that was meant to humiliate the contestants.
He left that out.
He left that part out. Because when we went through his book, everything he ever did, he's like, that was a dream of mine. Becoming a boxer was a dream of his. I'm like, almost everything he's ever accomplished, he claimed, like creating a movie and selling to National Lampoons. And like,
Becoming a
everything was, like,
father.
becoming
Was a dream of
father.
his since he was a child, apparently.
Yes.
Being estranged from my children.
Everything,
Always
everything's
wanted
a
that.
dream to him, but it doesn't make any sense to just be a guest on the Tonight. I always wanted to be interviewed by a talk show host.
Well, you tapped into the tragic flaw of John is that he thinks he's a celebrity, and he always wanted to be a celebrity. He didn't care how, as long as they treat him with respect. That's what he wanted more than anything. So that's all he talks about. And he doesn't realize that these people he's talking to wanted to be newscasters or broadcasters. So they've done a couple interviews. They know what you're talking about. You can relate to them as people instead of as you're this better, you're this elder statesman telling them what showbiz is like. They know, and they have one up on you because they have a skill that they can currently capitalize on.
Yeah, current gig, right? Yes.
Yeah,
Good-
they would
good
love to talk
point.
about it as a broadcaster, like you said, as a comedian. Instead, he's hitting it as a celebrity with this assumption that everyone on the planet is just in awe and in love with that by nature, and that's not true.
And then he cracks himself up with a line that's not even meant to be funny, I don't think.
And I'm the first stuttering announcer ever.
You sound great. You're doing a comedy show.
Was she fucking with him? You sound great.
You sound great.
You smell
Yeah.
terrible, but
Jesus. Can you imagine what it smells like when he does that laugh? Someone should animate that.
he can get two people hammered with that laugh.
It sounds like when you're on a
Halitosis
spaceship
monster.
and the airlock goes off and it's like,
Yes.
it doesn't sound human.
It's like, did John just tell a joke somewhere?
Yeah.
I think I'm hearing something. All right, so we finally, I've been wondering why John's doing this comedy show. He did it last night. A guy reached out to me. He was going to go. I don't know what happened with that, but hopefully we'll get a report at some point. But he did a stand-up show last night at this comedy club, and we find out why it was a Tuesday night and a one-off show.
Captain Brian had off the hook. I've been asking him, and he finally said, all right, let's do it. And I appreciate it. So I'm going to be at Off the Hook Comedy Club in Naples at 7 o'clock tonight.
So John had to wear him down to get a Tuesday. I've been bugging him, and finally he said, like, sometimes John says the quiet parts out loud.
Yep.
I love that.
He's proud of his effort. He doesn't realize everyone who plays that club goes to meet these two people. They promote it here. It's a deal. They've done this interview a million times. So, yeah, even they're surprised that you're doing a lone Tuesday night.
The segment isn't called The Main Event. It's called Things to Do.
Things to do, yes. So John also doesn't realize that most people booked at comedy clubs have a manager book these things for them.
Yeah, you don't have to wear anyone down yourself.
Yeah. I am representing Mr. Melendez.
John, how's Tuesday for you?
We know it's you, John.
Oh, this is John Moore. Excuse me.
All right, so John is always trying to fuck every woman he talks to at all times, and Jen here is no exception.
I can't wait. Are you going to come? Come on, Jen.
Well, I can't tonight. I've got to be here at 3 in the morning tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, tell me about it.
Right. Oh, you know morning shows.
Oh, yeah. I used to get up at 3:20.
Yeah, okay,
Shut
that's
up.
later than when she has to be there. So whatever, you're one up at her. It's not working.
How many years ago, John? When you were an intern? How many years ago?
Yes, we're talking about the late '80s. Mm-hmm. And so
She's talking about today.
So John's going, "Hey, you gonna come to my show tonight?" And she's like, "Well, no, I have to work and tomorrow." I'm like,
And even if I didn't.
well, yeah, no. It's like, do you think Tuesday night comics get laid? No. Friday night comics get laid. Saturday night comics get laid. Not Tuesday night comics. John is always so desperate. Like, you got to come out to my show. He thinks he's going to be like on his best performing on stage, and she won't have any choice. It's like, God, this guy won me over. I thought he was a disgusting drunk, but
This is a perfect example of why you can't be nice to certain people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Doing what you think is a favor for them never helps in the long run. I remember him breaking down that guy at the Potato Bar, the radio show.
Yep.
The man with one leg. He was a fascinating character, and John just bombed. He couldn't stop bombing, and he wouldn't let it go. Come to my show. Come to my show. Come to my show. The guy went to his show.
He did.
He did. And he did like 5 minutes of stand-up beforehand. Like, he wore him down. He guilted him. He got him to go. So because of that, he's never going to stop. He's going to ask everyone in every interview and never stop because it worked once.
I wonder how many people were in attendance at that show last night. I'd be very curious to know. I'm sure someone out there knows.
Because there's
I
no
was busy
potatoes
today.
there. It's just comedy. So
I didn't get to go to Dabblers Anonymous today. I was very busy with everything that's going on. One more clip from this, and you can see that Jen is done with this interview and done with John. She was trying to play along and be fun, and he got creepy. And so she's like, all right.
I was an intern.
Yeah, there you go. Well, we are running out of time, but there are tickets available. You're there tonight?
Yeah.
Just tonight.
Just tonight.
Okay.
Off the Hook Comedy Club in Naples.
It'll be the first of many, I have a feeling.
Yes, I hope so.
She's like, okay, we're out of time. But you got a show or something we're promoting, right? Can we get to the next segment now? Because I have work to do.
she's fucking with him.
Yeah.
It's
And
on her.
rightfully so.
It says right there, 1 gig Tuesday. They didn't forget another gig. Like, she knows. She's twisting that just a
Plenty
little
of
bit.
tickets left,
Yeah,
right?
she goes, there's
Yep.
tickets available, right? Oh, yeah, there's tickets available, yeah.
Who are these podcasts?